What's up guys, it's Shana and today we are going to check out Muze in Picc, Penang International Commercial City. Let's go! Hey guys, we are back here in Penang again, and today we're going to check out a township development which is very rare in Penang, right, because of the scarcity of land. Anyway, I am in Bayan Baru, and the exact location, I am right in front of complex Bukit Jambu, and the flavour of the environment around here will be matured and some are aged. So we can see a lot of medium cost and affordable homes. We can also see a lot of landed houses here, which is also very rare. But one thing though, this seems to be the main road for this area. As always, let's check out the sales gallery first, the show unit, then the site itself. So let's just get our coordinates right. So we are in Bayan Baru, and Picc is right next to the Penang Golf Club. And what stands out here, number one, will be the LRT route. So this is the International Airport of Penang. 1 station, 2 station, 3 stations away from it. So there will be a Bukit Jambu LRT station. However, this is under the jurisdiction of the government, not driven by the developer. But the rest, such as the direct flyover from Bukit Jambu over to Picc, and there's an underground route for the roundabout here. Those are initiatives by the developer in order to resolve the traffic condition here, because currently it's madness. In total, 43 acres of freehold land. This is the Penang Golf Course, and this will be the future LRT station. Well, they have been talking about it for the past 20 years, but finally there have been reports and writings about how they are going to start already. And today the main project that we're going to check out will be Muze. In total there will be 846 unit, fully residential. But when you are looking at this, it's important to also look at the entire township, where there's going to be a few phases. There's going to be a service apartment, there's going to be a mall, there's going to be a BPO, mainly targeting MNCs, and there's going to be a hotel here. So it's going to be a mixed development, and what I like personally would be the link bridges across all different components, not only in terms of pedestrian. Currently, this main Jalan Tun Dr. Awang, right, is jammed because of the multiple traffic lights around. In order to solve that, they are going to build a flyover directly from Bukit Jambu into the project itself. They are also going to widen the road later. So hopefully with the existing LRT station, along with all these infrastructure plannings, right, traffic is going to be slightly better. Then when you come into the development, there's a good mix of different functions altogether, including a medical center here. And that's supposed to provide a self-sustaining model among all these different functions. From your living to your commercial to your workplace, medical needs, and etc. Everything can be sorted out in this master plan itself. Not only by car, by pedestrian as well. So there will be a direct access at this junction in, and the entrance will be at the back. The other version will be going in through Bukit Jambu main road, turning in this way. And currently there are some existing shop lots and link houses. That's why I like the buffer that creates a distance away from them. And when you turn into the local road, this will be the entrance into the development. So every unit minimally will get 2 car parks. And because of the high numbers of stories for car park, there's a car elevator installed within the car park itself, so it saves some time. And it's divided into 2 towers, Tower A and Tower B. In total, there will be 70 facilities divided across 7 stories in between. So on ground floor, you have the children playground, you have the basketball court. It's a full court. That's great, some landscape areas for you to hang out. Then you have the pool at the facility deck along with the gym. So this is a 45 meters by 20 meters with swimming pool, almost Olympic length. And if you are worried about having too many people here, you have the other facilities across the building. And the main reason for all the divisions of spaces across the floor levels, right, is because of the pricing mechanism. So there will be certain premiums located to the unit whenever they have a facility, because the number of units within that floor plate become less. Some of the spaces are used for facilities. Imagine if I were to stay in a floor where there's a garden lounge, right? Whenever my kid feels too active or he needs to release his energy, I can just put him out there and he can play there immediately in the same floor. Therefore, there will be certain convenience if you are buying at the floor levels where there are facilities. And in total, there will be 5 passenger lift, 1 service lift, serving 10 units per tower. And you look into the sizes, right? So I think the smallest is 1098, which is type E, and it's a 3-bedroom unit. And the rest is going to be like 1005, 1002, 1003, and that is the concept and priority currently, to focus on own stays, because the upcoming phases will then be a little bit more mixed development, so the sizes will be way more compact. And all units have 3 bedrooms. Also, when we look into the design, when we come out, there's actually 2 wings. So there will be 5 units here and 5 units on the right. So indirectly, there's still a separation of users. And all these little things here, those are shear wall structure. So by implementing shear walls, the ceiling will be clean, but you will not have beams, and you see a lot of void area around the floor plate. And right next to the lift core, there will be a space here for the refuse room, and it will be maintained by the workers, not the mechanical chute type. There's a separate structure lift here where the size of the cliff car is bigger for construction or for emergency purposes. So the unit that we're going to talk about today will be type E, 1098 square feet, 3 bedrooms, 2 bathrooms. And when you come in here, this will be the foyer. Going in, you have your kitchen and dining here. I like that there's a yard space here for the back of house. And you can see the topology. You have all the main spaces around the facade line having all the views. So the orientation here then matters a lot. And then you have the bathrooms attached to the void within. So coming into the unit, this will be a 1.7 meters width. Therefore, you can allocate a shoe cabinet here outside. And this is a 1.1 meters width. That will ease up the process of renovation and moving things into the unit. And part of the concept of the entire master plan is also becoming smart. So within the house, there will be a smart home system integrated within, such as the neutral line, such as the smart lock system, such as the IR controller, and etc. So all those kind of things will be built in and designed beforehand. Then coming into the unit, you will have your dining and living along with your balcony there. So there will be the private area where you have the 3 bedrooms. This will be the open kitchen. That's nice. There will be certain things to think about when you are picking the unit here. First of all would be the orientation. So is it facing the other tower, where tower A and tower B actually overlooks each other? And the other one will be facing outside, where you might have the golf course view or the city view. And for the building distance from tower A to tower B, it's around 31 meters. So at the lower floor, you still get facilities view when you're facing in, that's fine. Only for the highest floor. So it's something to consider when you are picking the unit. For the price and the view that you get. Also, there will be different packages from bare unit as well as a furnished unit. So there will be a price difference as well. Then also the different levels when you pick, where you have some attached with facilities. So you will have less unit per floor, you have common areas to hang out in. The pricing will also be different. So those are the things that you should consider when you're picking the units. And the price for this property will be around 800 per square feet. Well, it depends on all the above that we just mentioned just now. And walking into the living space, so the ceiling height is 10 feet, but the wall-to-wall width is amazing. This is 3.5 meters. And it's very spacious. So after putting in your settee and your TV cabinet, right, you can still have circulation space into the balcony itself. And going through the sliding door, you have the steel and glass handrail, you have full tiles, and the width of the balcony is 1.3 meters. So part of the benefit of being in Penang Island is in this area you can have the mountain view and the sea view at the same location. Right? And as a person from KL, very envious. Then for the flooring finishes, this is the exact tiles that you're going to get. A very generous size. So I must say the space here is wide as well. So the length of the kitchen is around 3.1 meters, where you can accommodate your fridge, put and hob, your work counter, your oven and microwave. And you still have a small pantry area here to put in your basin. Generally, it's a very spacious one. Just that I don't see the possibility of having a partition to the space. Then heading in, this will be the yard space where you will put in your washer and dryer, and it's connected to the void space here. So generally, based on my understanding, a lot of Penangites buy homes for own stay purposes. So the criteria to cook is very important. In this area, I think you can actually put your wet cooking area, so at least you still have ventilation system, and you can actually change the door design to somewhat have a better circulation later if you're using this as a cooking area. Then from the open spaces, going into the private space, this corridor's width is 1 meter, and there's a clear differentiation between the floorings. They are giving marble timber flooring, which is hardwood. It's been a while since I've come across hardwood floorings already. Wow. Anyway, this is the first bedroom, and all bedrooms have this fantastic huge window facing whatever view you get. And here you can clearly accommodate a queen size bed, bedside tables, and you have a wardrobe space here. Because of the orientation of the building is facing all sides, right? There will be a portion of the building that faces west, which is the evening sun, and that might be a concern for all the bedrooms. So the developer actually spec'd in low E glass for all the glazing for those particular units. And that's very considerate, because what you want is the light into the space but not the heat. There will be the second bedroom, and it's pretty similar in terms of size for these two, where you can put in a queen size bed, table here, then you can squeeze in a study table here, a wardrobe on that side, and with the extensive aluminium and glazing. So that's very nice, especially when you have a great view. Then this will be the bathroom shared between the guest and the two bedrooms. You have bravat for basin and WC, shower screen with shower, full height wall tiles, very complete. But as a general reminder, do always check with the sales staff on the exact specifications if you were to choose the fully furnished ones, because the wardrobe might be full height, but what's the material like, so please always check. Okay, moving on to the principal bedroom. This is nice. So for the length of the room is identical to the living space, where it's 3.5 meters, which allows this bed to be placed here, and you still have a lot of space. Not only for circulation, you can also put the dressing table here. If you want to put a TV here, also can. Next to that will be the almost full size window. I actually prefer this compared to a full height one, because it's just more effective in prevention of water seepage. And next to your bed, you have space for your wardrobes, and then this will be the principal bathroom. Again, similar specification, where you have bravat basin and you have bravat WC, shower screen, full height wall tiles, and natural ventilation. And the toilet space is huge. Then we have the ideal height as well for all the sockets, right, at 1.5. So this is very friendly for everyone, including the kids and old people. And throughout the visit, I noticed that heavy emphasis on the building construction specifications, where it includes a lot of things such as the shear wall design, the piling systems that anchors on hard rocks, the symphonic design for rainwater downpipes, smart home system, the building design that can withstand the magnitude of 2.0 if in case there's any earthquakes, then the low E glass, and etc. So there's a lot of emphasis on the building construction and technology side. Pretty rare for me, which is very exciting. Now let's head on to the site and check out the surrounding. Now we are at site, so this is Muze, and you look at it, it's going to be completed next year. That's exciting. And just to look into the main entrance currently, you'll need to drive through some existing single-story houses, and you have the social housings around. So what you can hear also some noise, which is the barling system right now. And now we are at level 30, so what we can experience here will be the overlooking issues. So there will be two sides within Tower A and Tower B that's facing each other lah. And this will be the actual scenario. So the closest distance from here to here is going to be 30 to 40 over meters, and it's pretty far away. However, there will be a difference in pricing definitely when you are facing outside versus facing internally. And the best thing about Penang, again, you've got mountain view and sea view in the same shot. Wow, just imagine if I were to take that road like facing there. On the other side, we are facing complex Bukit Kambing there. Then we have this amazing golf course here. So you have the mountain views. Amazing. But in the same shop, you will have some social housing, some kampong, old apartments, right? So you have a density of apartments there as well. So it's in one same view, it down depends on what you're going to focus on. Cool fact, this is the one and only golf course in the island. That's how valuable. And if you want to talk about golf course view, then this is going to be pretty rare. So imagine when you are dining or you're just chilling, having the guests around, right? This is so cool. These will be the existing conditions of the site. So you have one row of house in front. Then on this side, this will be another view showing the other typology of the surrounding. But you have a lot of landed homes there, schools, government buildings, and beyond that will be the industrial zones already. So you have the roundabout there, you have the factories all over there, and you have some existing buildings around. And maybe the second bridge, this will be the main bridge. So it's in between two bridges over to mainland, and in the future that will be the location of the future LRT. Imagine here it's going to be a mall, and within walking distance you can walk over the mall, park, medical center, come back. Woo! And since we are at site, right, I just measured the corridor here. The width is 2.7 meters, which is excellent. 2.25 is considered luxury already, and here you have 2.7, and you have units on only one side. Wow! We are now in one of the facilities that is in between floors. This will be one of the samples that you're gonna get in terms of view. There will be Spice Convention Center there. And at this level of level 30, right, we are already above the surrounding buildings. So anything above level 30, the view is only going to get better. So you can see around there, there will be the convention center, and all the modern looking buildings are there. Then you have the landed houses here, existing apartments around. You can see aeroplanes flying already. That can be your evening leisure, looking at airplanes taking off from the international airport. But the only thing that I'm not fancy about right now will be the main access for views from this direction. So you need to drive through some existing houses, and these are beyond the jurisdiction of the developer. What they can do is only within the boundary itself. So yeah. And that's all for the site. So what we saw was the amazing view at level 30. I think you don't have to go so high, you can also enjoy the view already. And we also realized the distance between buildings. So again, please do consider a lot when you are picking the units. Of course, there will be a difference in pricing when the unit is facing the golf course or facing the airport versus facing internally. What's concerning is also the entrance and the side profile, where it's facing another house. That's why I think that the architect is smart enough to actually put in some buffer, especially the playground, landscape area, as well as the basketball court away. But the front portion, I think it's up to the landscape treatments already. And I guess that's all for now. Let's clean up a little bit and let's go for Sean's take 3 on 3. 3 things I like. Number 1, that this is a township development, and it's very rare, especially in Penang Island, where it's pretty challenging to get a 43 acres in this current moment already. So that opens up a lot of possibility of proper town planning across different elements and programs. So when you have Muze as phase 1, then you have a service apartment coming up, then you have the mall coming up, then you have the offices coming up, hotels coming up, medical center coming up. Then to add excitement, you have the plaza in between, you have the circulation all sorted out. This is very rare in Penang itself. And because of you having all elements built together, you have the opportunity to connect them together. You can have the integrated living where you can work and play and stay and learn and live everything in one same location. Then the second thing would be the active efforts in trying to address a lot of stigma around the site. So the first one will be the traffic jam, and because of that, developer is going to build the flyover from Bukit Jambul. They're going to build an underground tunnel across a roundabout, and just so happen the LRT is going to be in front. They're going to widen the road. They're going to study through the circulation pathway in Picc itself. Then in order to differentiate the township from the surrounding, you have this smart home system where you have a lot of elements such as a sensor, the IR controllers, the voice activation system, neutral cable, and etc. Then in terms of specifications as well, where you have the low E glass, you have the solid timber floors, the tile flooring is very sizable. Then you have a lot of emphasis on the rainwater downpipe system, the piling system, the transfer beam system. So they are putting in a lot of effort to really differentiate when it comes to building comparison with the surrounding. And that's also pretty evident in their product, where you can see a very big 3.5 meters in living space, 3.5 meters in your principal bedroom, and the kitchen is open. Tiles are huge with the yard space, and in terms of density, it's reasonable within this region where you have a lot of affordable elements. So point number 3 for Muze itself is the first phase of a township, and we all know that being the first phase, you have that opportunity to enjoy more capital appreciation, of course. So from an investment point of view, now there'll still be room to grow. However, that's also part of the 3 things that I don't like. Point number 1 will also be Muze being the very first phase. If you're buying this for investment and you're not going to stay it yourself, then okay lah. But if you're going to stay it yourself, you will have to live through the entire construction phase of the entire township, and that will include a lot of dust, a lot of noise. Of course, there will be regulations and control to mitigate those elements as much as possible by the developer. However, when it comes to piling, when it comes to construction, right, it's very hard to be quiet. That includes the upgrading of infrastructures as well. When you need to widen your road, that includes the separation of roads for a while. When they're building the underground, there needs to be closure for a while. When the LRT is being built, portion of the roads will be closed for a while. And all those will be part of your lifestyle if you were to live in Muze. So it's a balance between capital appreciation. The more things being built, the better for your pricing. But for your living experience, then it's something really to think about. Then the second point will be the immediate surrounding, where you have all the old apartments, you have pretty rundown buildings, and there's just a lot of apartments around lah. And because of its nature of the apartments pricings, this project suddenly is going to be the paramount of it. Therefore, you can see the developer is doing their very best to explain the concept of integrated living, the smart home system, the safety of it. We have the surveillance system across the bridges connecting all elements together. Then a very high specifications and emphasis on building technology and construction materials, all trying to curb that stigma, because it's pretty hard to change the impression of a site until people really see progress. So now it really depends on the execution ability of the developer to complete the entire vision. So phase 1, phase 2, phase 3. So as time passes by, the perception towards an address will then slowly change. And part of the ability as well will be the management to the mall. Like in KL, we have a lot of different malls, and we have seen malls that are successful and malls that are not. So what's at stake here will be the mall management ability as well. Since they have some track records on management for a mall, I think it will be fine. Then the third thing about the building design, there will be some units facing the west, there will be some units facing each other, and those are very important when you are making your unit selections. And part of that is also the entrance experience of driving through other people's home, landed homes especially, and some apartments before getting into Muze itself. So it's kind of weird, but this is somewhat like a Penang Island thing, because the infrastructure is not as well planned before this. So now when you have a new township integrating with the existing ones, it's bound to happen. And that is going to test the landscape architects a lot in how to dress up and how to visually have some separation, so both elements will have better privacy. And I think that's all for this episode. Shout out to the team for having me, and it's quite a very different experience to see a team trying very hard to set a new standard to a new address, right? It really challenges the execution ability of the team to change a particular stigma of a location, to set new level of pricing, to set new furnishing standards for the unit, and etc. And looking at the progress at site, I really can't wait for the project to be completed. So maybe after completion, we can come here again, right, to really see how the team weathered through all the challenges across time. And it's just a very exciting project altogether. And with that, if you really like this episode, like it, share it, and even subscribe for more information like this. Until next time, this is Sean Tan. Ciao.